A very good morning to one and all. Myself, S.S. Dugre. And today we are going to deal or going to understand what is stereolithography. It is one of the method of rapid prototyping. So, what is the introduction of stereolithography? Stereolithography is an additive manufacturing process using a vat of liquid UV curable, that is a UV curable photopolymer resin and a UV laser. That means we require two, one resin and another is UV laser to build a parts, a layer at a time. On each layer, the laser beam traces a part across the cross section pattern on the surface of the liquid resin. Exposure to the UV laser light cures or solidifies the pattern traced on the resin and added to it layer by layer below. So it is the oldest additive manufacturing technology, and the stereolithography was first developed by Dr. Hideo Kodama in 1981. He saw it as a first and low cost method of reconstructing models in a 3D space as an alternative to the holographic techniques. The first commercially available stereolithography printer was patented in 1986 by Charles Hull, who founded 3D System Incorporation. Their aim was to facilitate a rapid prototyping of plastic parts. With the development of a variety of processes, SLA has surpassed its initial applications in modeling and prototyping. Uh, Modeling and prototyping, and it can be utilized to manufacture highly complex and individually designed geometries. The material is also no longer limited to a conventional polymers, but the fabrication of composites and even metallic or ceramics specimens is possible. So these are the highlights of the stereolithography, the first rapid prototyping technique, and it is still most widely used. It is inexpensive compared to the other techniques. It uses a light sensitive liquid polymer. It requires a post curing since laser is not of high enough power to complete. So long term curing is required. Parts are quite brittle and have a tacky surface. Support structure are typically required for this particular SLA. Process is simple and there is no milling or masking steps are required. Uncured material can be a toxic in case of stereolithography. So what are the process parameters? The starting materials are liquid and monomers are required for this particular. Each layer is near about 0.076, that is 76 micron to 500 micron in thickness. So thinner layer provides a better resolution and more intricate shapes. Intricate shapes, but processing time is longer. Lasers can speed typically about near about 500 to 2500 per second. So what are the components of SLA system? Number one, you can say this is the laser, which concentrative UV ray beam is there, uh, which can hamper on this particular monomer or liquid. Elevator, this is the elevator, which controls the movement of the platform upward and downward. This is the platform, a steel plate. It is having a steel plate with plenty of holes as the basement of part building. So resin vat, it contains raw material from SLA model. This is a resin vat. It contains the raw material. mirrors which controls the path of movement of the laser beam in x and y direction, and the sensor sensor generally locate the coordinate and instant power of the laser beam and feedback to the control unit for the fine adjustment. These are the mirrors. Mirrors are there for control the x and y movement. So stereolithography is one of the more commonly used rapid manufacturing and rapid prototyping technology. It is considered to be provide high accuracy and good surface finish. It involves building of a plastic parts layer by layer at a time by tracing a laser beam on the surface of vat of liquid photopolymer. The photopolymer is solidified by the laser light. Once one layer is completely traced, it is lowered a small distance into the liquid and subsequent layer is traced adhering to the previous layer. After many such layers are traced, a complete 3D model is formed. Some specific technologies require for curing of the polymer in an oven. Some objects have overhangs or undercuts which must be supported during the fabrication process by support structure. These are either manually or automatically designed and fabricated right along with the object. Upon completion of the fabrication process, the object is elevated from the vat and supports are cut off. So what is the general layout of this particular stereolithography for rapid prototyping? Look at this. This is the computer which controls the entire process. It is provided with this particular laser beam. The laser beam is reflected towards the liquid through a reflecting mirror, or what we call as a mirror system. This particular liquid, this is a liquid photopolymer tank. This is elevated platform. This is base or superstructure, and this particular model is to be produced. This particular platform goes downward as layer by layer manufacturing starts. So what will happen in the particular actual process of stereolithography? So one by one we will discuss. So in case of stereolithography, you can observe a laser, or what we call as a movable table or elevator, what we call as a, initially placed at the position just below the surface of this particular vat, filled with a liquid photopolymer resin. It is filled entirely with, this particular tank is entirely filled with liquid photopolymer resin. This material has the property that when light of the correct color, this particular light is coming from laser, light of the correct color strikes this particular, it turns from a liquid to solid. Look at this. When light strikes this particular liquid, it converts into the solid. The properties must that the light of correct color must be strike for this particular thing. So the most common photopolymer materials are requires a ultraviolet light, but resins that work with the visible light are also utilized. This must be ultraviolet ray for the particular completion of process. So the system is sealed to prevent the escape of fumes from the resins. A laser beam is moved over the surface, this particular surface, laser beam is moved over the surface of the liquid photopolymer to trace the geometry of the cross section of the object. So you can observe whenever the liquid ultraviolet ray impacts on this particular liquid photopolymer resin, it will traces each and every time the geometry of the cross section. So it will causes the liquid to harden in the area where the laser strikes. Wherever the laser strike, it will become hardened as per the required geometry. The laser beam is moved x and y direction by scanner system. This particular scan system moved by x and y direction. So these are the fast and highly controllable motors which drive the mirrors are guided by information from the CAD data. The exact pattern that laser traces, look at this particular pattern. Exact pattern that laser traces is a combination of the information contained in the CAD system and describes the geometry of the object and information from the rapid prototyping application software that optimize the faithfulness of the fabricated object. So software for every method of rapid prototyping modifies the CAD data in one way or another to provide a operation of the machinery to compensate for the shortcoming. The tracing and recoding steps are repeated until the object is completely fabricated and sites on the tables within the VAT. So some geometries of the objects have overhang or undercuts. These must be supported during the fabrication process. The support structure is either manually or automatically designed to move upward and downward. Upon completion of the fabrication process, the object is elevated from the vat and allowed to drain. So excess resin is swabbed manually from the surface. More recently, pump-driven recoating systems have been utilized. The object is often given a final cure by bathing it in the intense light in a box resembling an oven called what we call as a post-curing apparatus. Some resins and types of stereolithography equipment don't require these operations. However, after final cure, supports are cut off the object and surfaces are sanded or otherwise finished. Stereolithography generally is considered to provide the greatest accuracy and best surface finish of any rapid prototyping technology. So work must be continuously provide materials that have wider and more directly usable mechanical properties. So we can generally use a photopolymer. So what is the photopolymers? There are many types of liquid photopolymers solidified by exposure to the electromagnetic radiation, including wavelength in the gamma ray, X-ray, UV ray, and visible ranges or electron beam. UV curable photopolymers are resins. Generally, there are large variety of them, and some of many contains filters and other chemical modifiers to meet the specified chemical and mechanical requirements. The process through which photopolymers are cured is referred as a photopolymerization process. So, what are the composition to be taken for this particular photopolymer resin to make the resin? There are many types of. Number one is binders. A binder is an ingredient used to bind together two or more other materials in a mixture. Its two principal properties are adhesion and cohesion. This material consists of a long chain-like chemically reactive molecules that give the final solid. Its mechanical and other properties are examples include acrylates, epoxy, and urethanes, etc. So most of the photopolymer consist of these binders, which might typically be in the range of 50 to 80% of the total weight. Next is monomers. A monomer which forms a Greek word, mono means one and mers means a part. It is an atom or a small molecule that may bind chemically to other monomers to form a polymer. Some examples include vinyls and shorter acrylate molecules. Monomers may typically constitute 10 to 40% of the photopolymer. So another thing is a resin consists of photoinitiators. The photoinitiators are molecules that can be split into two or more parts by exposure to the light. At least one of these parts are capable of reacting with both the monomers and binders to link them together. Photoinitiators are only sensitive to specific wavelength of light. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of SLA? Some of the main advantages are It should provide a long clock operation. Round clock operation means the SLA can be used continuously and attended around the clock. Okay, so good user support. The capturized process serves as a good user support. Next is it builds a volume. The different SLA machines have built volumes ranging from small to large to suit the need of different users. It should provide a good accuracy. The SLA has good accuracy and can thus be used for many other application areas. Surface finish provided by this particular SLA method is one of the best for amongst the remaining rapid prototyping technologies. Apart from these advantages, it has some disadvantages also. It requires a support structure that have overhangs, and undercuts must have support that are designed and fabricated together with the main structure. It requires post processing. Post processing includes removal of supports and other unwanted materials, which is tedious, time consuming, and can damage the model. It requires post curing also. Post curings may be needed to cure the object completely and ensure the integrity of the structure. The stereolithography has a wide range of applications. SLA technique provides method for reducing the time to market, lowering the product development cost, and gaining greater control of their design process and improving the product design. Model for conceptualizations and elaborated concept, what we call as packaging and presentation. Prototype for design analysis, etc. for functional testing. This particular SLA method is generally used. Parts of prototyping, tooling, and low volume production tooling are also some of the applications of SLA. Investment casting, sand casting, and modeling. We also use this particular SLA in tools for fixture of tool design or production tooling, etc. So these are the generally applications. You can see the framework of this particular SLA. You can see over here the gun, which is made by SLA, that is stereolithography, layer by layer. So this is all about the stereolithography. If you have any doubt, then let me know. I will clear. Thank you. Thank you very much.